Hello everybody. I hope you can hear me. I am now live. This is my first live stream, and this is actually my 1 year anniversary on Booktube. Actually, it was a few weeks ago. About how long ago? 3 weeks ago it was my 1 year anniversary on Booktube, and for this I asked people to ask me some questions. So I've got a few questions that I'm going to answer. Now please bear with me, this is my first live stream ever, so if you don't know me, well, you wouldn't really know that I edit a lot out. So if you if you hear any ums and uhs and pauses, well, that's just me. Anyways, let's get on to the questions, why don't we? So first of all, we have Sylvia K. She asked me a couple of questions. So if Sylvia is going to be watching, hello. So the first question is, what is your favorite thing about Booktube? Pretty good question to begin with. And I would have to say the community. There's so many things about the community that I love. And one of them is that it is inclusive. There is very little in the way of discrimination, and I found that everyone just welcomed me. It was wonderful when I started, and yeah, they're very welcoming. I find that whenever I go to people's first videos, usually the newbie tag, there's a lot of people welcoming them, and I think that makes people feel comfortable in Booktube. As well, I'd say people are friendly. I think that goes with being welcoming, and probably one of the best things is the great conversations you have with people. I love the conversations. I get a lot whenever I comment on other people's videos as well as my own videos. And there's some people who keep coming back, and in that sense, you create your own little community within Booktube. And that is wonderful. Now, the second question is also from Sylvia K. And she asked, has your life changed in any way since you joined? You know, I don't think it's changed very much. I've probably become better at public speaking. But other than that, there isn't really much to say. I would say that as a small YouTuber, well, I haven't seen any of the income, even though I am monetized. I have made a grand total of about $25, $28. Yeah, that's not much, is it? And anyways, I wouldn't see any of the income until I hit 100. Also, I would say probably the biggest thing is I've met a lot of people, a lot of great people, and some of those people I would absolutely love to meet in the future. I really want to meet them, have conversations, and I think one thing I need to do is do some hangouts with people, or FaceTime, something like that. I think that would be a lot of fun. And that's it for Sylvia K's questions. Let's see, is anyone watching? Let's see. I see no live chat yet, so I see someone is watching though. So, hello. So next is Red Raven Reads. She asked me one question. This is a doozy. Oh, hello, Steve. I guess I can see the comments there. Okay, so Red Raven Reads, what tips do you have for new booktubers? I actually did a video on this recently. It was a couple weeks ago I posted. Actually, I think it was before I went on vacation to Japan. So, let's just get into this. There's 3 parts of this answer. First is the technical part. First of all, you don't need anything fancy. A smartphone is fine. Go ahead and use one. A lot of the smartphones have high definition video, so the quality is actually quite good. Also, the microphones are very, very good as well. I mean, it's a phone. It's designed for that. Also, natural lighting is great. I do use natural lighting. There's a window right on my right side, although I'm usually in that direction making my videos. I'd show it to you, but as our vacation was pretty recent, we have a lot of unpacked stuff, or stuff that's still packed, and I don't want to show the mess. One thing I would recommend is that you learn to edit. It is a good idea. It's not very difficult. If you've got Mac, use iMovie. If you have Windows PC, use Windows Movie Maker. They're both very easy to use. In fact, iPhone I know has iMovie as well. You can edit your videos in the phone. I haven't done that, but you can. On the personal side of things, relax. I see so many people who are incredibly awkward. I can understand that. When I started doing Booktube, it wasn't so bad for me because I'd been vlogging before when I was living in Japan. So I was somewhat used to the camera. But doing things like this, where I'm just have the camera set up and I'm just looking right at it and talking, that's awkward. I know. It's like a one-way conversation. Oh, I see we have 2 people watching now. But another thing is, excuse me, you need to be yourself. Try not to create a persona that is not you, because eventually it's going to be hard to keep up with that. Oh, hello, other JD. Yeah, it said, indeed it can be awkward, but it's part of the fun. Yeah, actually, one of the things that I've said in a video I did last year is try to go outside your comfort zone. Be a bit silly if you like. People who know me, at least people who are close to me, know that I can be quite silly. And that doesn't really show on my videos though. If you have seen any of my Star Trek videos, I start those off by impersonating one of the characters in a scene from that episode. I think that's one of my silly things. I'm still incapable of looking directly into the camera. That's what Steve said. Yeah, that was one of my hard things. I kept looking at myself instead of the camera. I'm looking at the camera now, which is good. I got used to that. The third thing about Red Raven Reed's question is content. So find out what you like to do and we'll just try some of the common video types. You know, like hauls, tags, TBRs. You know, those are pretty popular. A lot of people enjoy watching them, and through those you can actually show a bit of your personality. You can do reviews. Reviews tend to not get as many views as other things in my experience, except for my review of the Silmarillion. That's actually one of my best performing videos, interestingly enough, and I'm not even sure if it's a video that, not a video, I'm not even sure if it's a book that's been read by a lot of people. It's definitely not like a novel. It's more like a Bible, I think. But it's fascinating, and it seems to be a popular video of mine. Not sure why. But as you go along, the more videos you make, the more ideas you'll have. You can start something unique. Of course, one of the things I do is Author's Answer. If you haven't seen any of those videos, I do have a playlist which you can check. It's on my on the main page of my channel, and those I'm up to 32 questions now. I've done 32 videos. There are other people that have. I also worry about glare, forehead glare. Oh, there's a light right above me. Yeah. No glare here, though. As I was saying, Author's Answer. There are some people who are also doing these videos. Ben Sanders is one. He's up to 20 now. He's just answering the same questions. And I do this series on my blog, which is now 136 questions. I do one a week. So do the math. I've been doing it for almost 3 years. And also another thing I do is I've created my own tags. Go ahead, create your own tags. That's a lot of fun. All right, so that is it for Red Raven Reads. Next is Remembered Reads. And the question is, how do you decide what to share in your travel vlogs? If you've seen any of my Japan videos, you will have noticed that I have some. I haven't really shown much, just me talking. But in the next few videos, I'll have a lot of things. I don't put too much thought to it. If it glares, of course. So in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to try to get all of my Japan videos up. And let me see, have a pending the author's answer, but a big backlog of tags. Okay, great. So, to answer the question, any place I go, if I can take video, I take video. And I will talk about it. The one thing I find awkward is speaking while I'm taking the video in those places. You really don't see people taking video while talking or taking pictures while talking when no one else is around them. I find that is one of the things that I have to overcome. If you notice a lot of vlogs online of people going around and they're talking while they're going places, they seem to be so natural at doing it. But for me, it's a very strange feeling. So I often keep the talking to a minimum, or if I'm in a place where there's not many people around me, then I talk. But this past trip, I didn't really choose where we were going very much. Although one day I was going out with a friend, and we went to a very popular shrine. That is going to be my next video, by the way, at least for the Japan vlog. And I was kind of disappointed about the place because it's under renovation. But you'll see that when the video is up. Oh, we had 3 viewers. Now we're down to 2 again. Okay. So, if I can't show something, then I will talk about it. Especially my most recent one, I was talking about the funeral I went to. No cameras allowed inside. That would have been pretty rude. At least to my in-laws. That would have been pretty rude for them. So I definitely would not do that. All right, so that's a good question. And we have 3 more questions, and all of them come from one of the viewers. Must be JD Estrada. Okay, so the first question, what's the hardest thing you've had to learn for science? Now, if you don't know, I have a science channel as well. I'll link everything that I talk about in the description box below. That is after the live stream is done. So, these are some interesting things that I had to study. I'd say 2 different things. One of them is fluid dynamics. If you've never studied fluid dynamics, well, it is 9-dimensional. You have to do calculus on matrices. And these are 3x3 matrices. So you're doing calculus on linear algebra in 9 dimensions. It's really hard to imagine. The other thing is rotating coordinate systems. So you take one, like XYZ, or sorry, I am not American. I should be saying XYZ, right? You take one XYZ axis system and you rotate it. And you have to figure out the equations to rotate it. And not only do you rotate the axes, you also rotate anything with it that is plotted within the axes. Not easy. I didn't do very well in the class. All right, so the next question, what's your greatest achievement so far? Obviously, my daughter. I mean, I can't really say anything more, but definitely having a kid and raising her. She's now 5. She's just finishing kindergarten in 2 days. If it wasn't my family, I'd say maybe going overseas, working there for 11 years, and just enjoying the hell out of it. I absolutely loved it. I'm not sure if that's an achievement, but for a lot of people, I don't think many would really see themselves traveling to another country to work, especially a country where English is not common. But I was able to get around. I didn't learn the language very well but I learned it enough so that I could at least understand what they're talking about. I didn't get lost. I knew how to use things. The only difficulty was going to the bank. I really hated going to the banks there. It's partially language and partially somewhat outdated system. Everything is done on paper. And the final question is, do you have any comfort reads? Yeah, there's two authors that I love to read, and they are Terry Brooks, because I love the Shannara series. I say Shannara because, well, that is how he pronounces it. If you've seen the TV series, they say Shannara. I've just gotten used to saying Shannara. The other one is Anne McCaffrey's Pern series. This is probably the world I would love to live in. I really want to be a dragon rider. You know, fight the thread and all that. I'd love that. That would be fun. And let me just see. Any questions? Any questions that I could answer right now? Still have 2 readers. Say hi if you're still here. Oh, I got 3 people. Hello. Anyone typing? Just so you know, I asked if you have any other questions. I have answered all 7 questions. If you haven't seen the whole video, it'll be up and ready to be viewed as soon as this live stream is finished. Steve's still here. I assume JD is still here. And with the third person, the mystery person. Most Japanese thing, P.T. Hilton, hello. So what's the most Japanese thing you've ever eaten? So many things. Of course, sushi and sashimi. I love those. They are probably one of my favorite foods, especially, well, for sashimi. I love salmon sashimi. Yeah, eating raw fish is no problem for me. Sukiyaki is really good. The traditional thing to do is dip it in raw egg. So yeah, I've had raw egg many times. Let's see. There are a lot of other things. Oh yeah, this is definitely Japanese. My first weekend in Japan, way back in 2005, I ate a lot of interesting things. And I went to an izakaya, which is kind of a Japanese pub, and I went there with a lot of students. And they subjected me to a lot of things. One of them is called basashi. I tried it. It was a red meat. It was not cooked. And it tasted okay. It wasn't really anything special. It was kind of bland, actually. And afterwards, they told me it was horse meat. So I ate raw horse meat. Another thing that they gave me was a bowl of chopped up raw octopus. That one I did not eat. I had some octopus sashimi, which is actually cooked. Okay, fire alarm. Well, we aren't going to be here much longer, so you can watch the rest. Raw reindeer. That might be interesting too. Okay, Steve, you asked me a question. Which country do I live in now? I'm in Canada. I've been here for the past year. Reindeer heart. I've had chicken hearts. That's very crunchy. How was the reindeer heart? I assume that it would be a bit tough, right? Because I know a lot of the stronger, leaner meat muscles tend to be a lot harder. Oh, so you ate a Norwegian friend? Or was that a Norwegian friend that served it to you? Okay, it was gamey, yeah. Yeah, I've had some gamey stuff in Japan. Actually, I had some smoked goose. That was interesting. But that wasn't even Japanese. So it's not Japanese food at all. Yeah, any other questions? We're coming up to 20 minutes. This is actually pretty good. I thought that was going to go 10 to 15 minutes. One thing I do ask you is if you are still watching, thumbs up would be great. Like the video, like the live stream. That helps with the visibility. So that's another thing for new booktubers. I guess I could add this answer on. Learn how to do SEO. Learn how to tag your videos. Learn how to do appropriate titles, appropriate descriptions. You want keywords to be in the title, description, and keywords, or the tags. Also, thumbnails are really important if you want to attract people. Thumbnails should be fairly bold. If you have any keywords you want to put in there, that's great. So, any other questions? So I think P.T. Hilton and Steve, you're still here. I wonder, JD, did you come back or did you just leave the building? I can see 3 people are watching. Fire alarm during video watching, that's not a lot of fun, is it? At least I'm in a house. There's no fire alarm in here except for a smoke detector, but I don't think there's any problem with that right now. All right, so after this live stream is finished, I'm going to be, of course, setting everything up. Okay, question. Any favorite books you've discovered this year through Booktube? You know, my reading has been awful. I haven't been doing much reading at all this year. Although last year I entered a giveaway and I won. I actually won the giveaway. I got Animal Farm. I read that earlier this year, so I found it a very interesting book to read. It's very quick, very short. It's interesting reading kind of analog of communism, but all the characters are animals who have learned to speak. It's a very interesting book to read. Anything else? I think we'll probably be ending the live stream right away. See, right now my daughter is downstairs and I guess one of her friends wants to come over, and that could be at any moment. Yeah, I told her that I'm making an important phone call, so please don't interrupt me. It's not really a phone call, although it is on my phone. Okay, so if you want to stick around and leave any comments, then please do. I'll be checking the comments all the time. I like to respond to them as quickly as possible. I'll be editing everything like the description, tags, whatever, anything. And I'd like to thank all 3 people. Oh, hello, welcome back. Yeah, so as I said, I'll be ending the live stream right now, so you can leave any comments in the comment section. I'll answer any more questions there. And yeah, I think that's about it. So, thank you for coming and watching. I think I'll do this again sometime. I'm actually fast approaching 500 subscribers. So I think once I hit 500 subscribers, I'm going to be doing another kind of live stream. But I'm not so sure if it's going to be a Q&A. I think it'll be more of an open discussion, but we'll see. If you have any ideas, then let me know in the comments. And it looks like we got 4 people now. You just came at the end of the live stream. Who's here? Anyone? Hello, hello. So we still have PT, Steve, and JD, and one other person. Just so you know, I'm not even looking at the camera, am I? I'm looking at the screen. But yeah, I'm going to be ending the live stream now. So thank you everyone for coming. This is actually a lot easier than I thought it would be. Everything worked. And since you're seeing this, well, it definitely worked. So thanks for watching, or thanks for watching live. So see you next time.